How to fix damaged paint. Okay, am I gonna have to paint the entire door panel? Well, the answer is no, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So in this video, we're gonna talk about how to fix damaged paint, where it's kind of either cracked or checked, or both. You can see the clear is coming off up here, but instead of it peeling like a lot of cars do, it's cracking and checking back from the UVs from the sun. It's just deteriorating the clear. So we've got this section. So, you know, you sit there and think, okay, am I gonna have to paint the entire door panel? Well, the answer is no, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. We're gonna sand it, paint it, clear it, and blend the clear. And that'll save you from having to do a whole panel. It's something you can do with aerosol cans, and you do not have to use spray guns. I will be using a spray gun in this video only because I already have the paint in the spray can, but it can easily be done with aerosols, and I'll put a link down in the description on how to get that, and the 2K clear, and the blender. Depending on how rough your cracks or your damaged area is going to be is going to depend on what grit sandpaper you use. Like in this one here, I'll be using with 320. Also, if you're not really comfortable wet sanding and you're around other panels, like I've got a top and I've got, you know, trim around the door, it might be a good idea to go ahead and just mask off your trims or mask off or paper off anything, so that way you don't bump your sandpapers onto areas you don't want to have to fix or buff out. Just take your sponge block. It doesn't, you know, you're not having to really trying to block it down unless it's just really bad. They don't sell a sponge block anymore that I can find, but I've got a substitute for it. So look down the description for it. But I'm just going to hit this with a little 320. And depending on what panel you're doing this on, I mean, like I can open this door up a little bit and I don't have to worry about scratching the top. But you have this trim here. I'm pretty good about, I've been sanding for 50 years, so I'm pretty good about not lapping over other stuff. But I'm going to knock this down with a little bit 320. And what we're looking to do here is feather out these flakes to where you can't feel them. Right now I can still feel them, of course I barely touched it with any sandpaper. If you can help it, try not to go any rougher than 320 unless your area is just really highly damaged. And you're not looking to try to sand it down to the metal, or if you can avoid even going down to the primer, it would be great. Now I'm starting to feel all the flakes and the cracks disappear. I wouldn't recommend using just your bare hand. You can, and if you've been sanding for a while and can be experienced with knowing how much pressure to place and how not to push down, how accurate you can be with it that way, it'll be fine. In this area here, it's curved, and it's not really going to 100% matter. Because I'm going to go back over the sponge at 400. But my main goal right now is just to get these flakes gone, where I don't feel them anymore. And then I'm going to go over 400 and smooth it all out. Plus 400 is what should be your final sand before you paint. I know there's videos and people out there telling you that the final sand was 800, 1200, and that's ridiculous. If you want your paint to come back off later, then do that. But if you really want to stick, 400 is perfect. And it's all going to be different for everybody. I mean, if you're on a flat panel, then you might want to use a block. And if it's the bigger area, you might want to use a DA sander, or, you know, an electric or a pneumatic dual action sander. But this is just a small area. Like I said, this is just to show you that you don't have to repaint the whole entire door panel. And that's ready for 400. Pop it off. And I'm going to go ahead and 400 out a little bit past where I was doing the 320 at. And when I don't sand, I use a scuffy pad. And if you get close to an edge, you want to go with finer paper. The rougher you go, the quicker you're going to cut to that edge. I'm just trying to get a little bit of that peeling, where it's starting to peel on the edge. And if you can, sand in circular motions. And it's ready for painting. Okay, this is sanded. I'm going to mask off this trim scuffy down into this little trail here, just where I'm going to shoot clear. I'm going to shoot clear. I'm going to shoot the paint and the clear to about right, or paint, then bring my clear out about right here, and then I'm going to blend down the sides. And one important thing about blending is the paint needs to be pretty glossy, because you can't go from super gloss clear to a dull finish. So I'm going to have to buff this out a little bit so that the blend matches. Just using the scuffy pad. Red oxide, or the, what do they call it, red oxide, and their maroon colored scuffy pads are kind of my favorite to use. They're not too aggressive, and they're aggressive enough. The greens have a tendency to want to scratch a little bit too hard. I'm not sure why. They're supposed to be milder than this, but I just scuffied the area a little bit, scuffied the edge, and I got down here and already scuffied in this little groove. But whatever you're fixing may be different. But it doesn't hurt to go over with a little scuffy pad, just real light, nothing you don't want to dig in. And now I'm going to blow dry this with a dry rag, and then I'm going to use clean detergent water and wipe it all out. And if you don't have an air compressor to blow, you can use canned or just use a rag and wipe it off. I just like to get that clean. If you are dealing with cracks, it wouldn't hurt to use a little canned air if you don't have a compressor, just to blow down there and get some of the debris out. Wipe the section down that you're going to paint with a prep saw to remove any wax and grease. So when that dries, just use a tack cloth and go over it. Make sure that you've got any lint or any other debris. If it's clean, the rag should look like you didn't not even touch it. See, the rag's real clean. So I'll do that, and now we're ready to start spraying paint. That'll need to dry for about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll put on another coat. If it still doesn't hide, we'll just keep putting coats on until it hides the primer underneath it. Okay, now the base coat is on, so now I'm going to clear and come back past where I've shot the paint with the base coat, and then I'll blend it. I'll apply a second coat, and then I'll use the blender. Okay, I put my second coat on, and now I just shot it, same as the first. Now I'm going to blend. And after a little sanding and buffing, what it does, blender just melts the clear into the other finish. And then a little sanding and buffing, and you'll never know it was ever there. And now you can see it's blended. It'd take just a little sanding and buffing, really. I mean, you probably could just leave it. Or I roll the paper back. Right here, it kind of caught a little dust, but it almost comes out my finger. So just you could hand rub it, or run a buffer over it, and it'll come out like $1 million. You'll never know where you cleared and where you didn't. And that's how you fix checked or cracked paint. All I did is run a sponge buff over the part of the door that I blended the paint on the front and in the back right here, and you can see that it melted in just perfect, and you can't even tell I ever did it. And that's how you fix cracked or damaged paint areas. So if you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and always check back, because I'm always working on something crazy. See you in the next one.